in advance and in full, end quote. But one pays a price recognizing that the price of inaction is greater. We almost experienced the entire classic change curve theory: anxiety, denial, resistance, exploration, acceptance, hope, and commitment. I said we almost experienced the entire phenomenon. Change theory also predicts an initial decline in performance. If that occurred, it was not very visible. We began to see an increase in enrollment, but not at the expense of quality, as the mean grade point average of our entering freshmen increased to 3.55, and retention rate increased. The college's image improved both internally and externally, and media took notice of our accomplishments with articles in the Plain Dealer, Business Week, Reuters, CNBC, and segments on the CBS Evening News and others. Faculty received prestigious awards, such as endowments and NSF Career Award, Fulbright Awards, and were recognized by their peers on the national level, as several became fellows of their professional societies and editors of prestigious journals. Research and scholarly activities continued with greater noticeable success, as a Fenn College faculty became a member of a U.S. team that recently placed an experiment on the NASA Space Shuttle Discovery. The Shuttle Discovery payload was delivered to the International Space Station for low-gravity experiments, and the sample was brought back to CSU for microstructural examinations and evaluation. I will talk more about this a bit later. Fenn College students had their own share of success in winning prestigious competitions and recognitions, such as the Baja Car Competition against rivals Case Western Reserve and the Ohio State Universities. Some traveled to Belize as part of Engineers Without Borders program to provide help and assistance to an impoverished village. Others joined Habitats for Humanities in a rowing adventure that took them from Cleveland to Key West, Florida, volunteering at Habitat for Humanity, home building projects along the way. Members of SWE brought to CSU a signature conference of the Society of Women Engineers, and our graduate students attended national conferences to present their research papers. And behind all these successes were the unsung heroes, the dedicated staff of Fenn College, who took part in recruitment, advising, technical support, such as the technicians who helped prepare the space station experiment sample, and the office secretaries and assistants who provided general support for various faculty and student activities, and of course the efforts of our dedicated Fenn Academy staff, who showed that with passion and commitment, so much can be done with so little available resources. In my first State of the College address in 2007, I stated the following, quote, "The question that remains then is how are we to define and prioritize our functions, focus, and activities, including the teaching of undergraduates and graduate students, cooperative education, basic versus applied research, and university and community service. Clearly, to define our priorities, we need to begin by reaching out to all of our stakeholders, faculty, students, and staff, and then develop a flexible and agile roadmap," end quote. Reaching out to our stakeholders we did, as we started to construct a strategic plan that began in 2008 with a 2-day retreat and continued for the following 8 months until we produced a 5-year strategic plan that we are presently implementing. In other words, we chose to invent our future, at least until 2015. So what are the results of these efforts by faculty, staff, and students of Fenn College thus far? Let me briefly summarize them. 110% increase in new freshman enrollment since the inception of Fenn Academy, making Fenn College one of the fastest growing engineering programs. Rise in the entering freshman GPA to 3.55. 10% increase in retention of new full-time students. Almost doubling of the number of engineering students participating in the honors program. Clearly, the above statistics that we have shows that we have increased enrollment while maintaining or even improving the outstanding quality of our students. A second endowed chair established with a private $1 million gift to the college. Increase in external grant funding. Increase in cash gifts to the college will soon bring our overall cumulative Fenn College endowments close to $5 million, highest ever, in spite of heavy principal losses in the stock market in recent years. Establishment of 7 new academic programs, including a new MS in biomedical engineering, a 4-year technology program, 4 accelerated BS/MS programs, and an entrepreneurship certificate in collaboration with the colleges of business and science. First American engineering college to receive accreditation for their co-op program by the Canadian Association for Cooperative Education. Just as in 1970, we became the first American school to establish the Order of the Engineer, which is also of Canadian origin, now celebrated by over 260 links nationwide. Many new local, national, and international partnerships. Successful accreditation visits of our programs, as well as successful internal and external reviews.